Welcome to the Positively You podcast. I'm your host, Jessie Larson, and I'm passionate about helping you shift the way you think so you can create a life you're absolutely obsessed with. Each week, I'll be bringing you a guest or a thought that's going to help you feel more optimistic and equipped to take real action. Get ready to push past limiting beliefs, ditch that negativity, and start showing up as the best and most positive version of you. Girl, let's do this. Hey, welcome back to the Positively You podcast. I'm Jessie, and I'm so happy you pushed play today. Before we even get into the meat of the episode for today, I have to tell you about something super exciting that you definitely want to be a part of. So it's a lot of fun for me to sit here behind my microphone and talk to you and spread all of the positive vibes, right? All of the goodness to you and to put positivity out into the world. But something that I feel is missing is the conversation of you talking back to me, of us having a conversation. And while I love messages I get in my DMs and shares I get on Instagram, it's so much fun for me. I want to take that to the next level. And the best way I have found to do that is through a group setting. And one of the best ways to facilitate a group setting is through a Facebook group. So if you are not yet in the Positively You community over on Facebook, you need to get in there right now. There is a link in the description to this podcast, or you can head to jessielarson.com to get in there. Or if you're over on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/Positively You community, or just search the Positively You community. You'll see a picture of a whole bunch of amazing, positive, beautiful women. Come on in. We are going to keep the conversation going. We're going to take it off the podcast, keep it going, keep spreading positivity, keep helping one another on the road to becoming the best and most positive versions of ourselves, to creating lives that we're absolutely obsessed with. I cannot wait to see you in the group and to start chatting more with you. All right, so now that we got that out of the way, let's get into the meat of the episode. Today, I wanted to share 7 quick things that you can do when you're having a really, really bad day. All right. We've all been there. We all have bad days, even me, right? The most positive out of all of us, guys. I'm totally kidding, right? Like, I'm not going to even claim that title. But we all fall into funks. We all have bad days. And sometimes you just need a couple of tricks that you can pull from your back pocket to be able to be like, oh my gosh, no, we're not going to do this. We're not sitting here in this bad day. So let's get into it. Number 1. If you are a longtime listener of the podcast, you can probably guess what my number 1 tip is going to be. And you're like, really? Is this your number 1 tip for everything? And it is, because it legit changed my life, okay? So, number 1, make your bed. It should be done, if you're listening to me and following what I say, it should be done first thing in the morning. But if it isn't, like, I promise you, walk up to your room right now if you're having a bad day, look at those messed up sheets, the pillows are everywhere, and just smooth them out. Make your bed, fluff your pillows. Oh my gosh, I cannot even begin to tell you the immediate shift that begins to make. I don't know, like, what the science is behind it, but it does. Like, it changes your environment. You accomplish a task. You feel proud of yourself. It's like the simplest thing. Make your bed. But it does wonders. It does wonders. It will always be my number 1. Always, always, always. So if you're having a bad day, go make your bed. Okay, but what if your bed got made and you're having a bad day? Now what do we do? So I'll share the rest of the tips for you. Okay, these are in no particular order, just kind of what I came up with. Get outside. Get outside. There is something so magical about breathing in fresh air, about feeling the sun on your face, about feeling actual, like, a breeze, about listening to the sounds. Get outside. You can take like 2 seconds. If it's freezing in the winter, literally, like, open the door, step outside, like, quick breaths, and be like, okay, I did it. Go back in. If it is not below freezing temperatures, seriously, take a walk. Go outside. Take off your shoes. Like, I go outside all the time and I just like lay on my trampoline. My kids think I'm the weirdest person ever, but I love it. I love laying on the trampoline and just listening to the birds or the cars or the neighborhood children yelling and just like pausing for a second, like feeling that sun on your face, getting some good vitamin D. It does the body good. Get outside if you're having a bad day. And, you know, if you don't want to take like a huge long walk, if like make it as simple as you want it and then add. Okay, so like the tip is get outside, but like build on that. You can get outside with your kids. You can get outside alone. You can get outside and go for a walk. You can go for a run, all these different things. But the key is just get outside. All right, tip number 3 for ditching a bad day. Oh my gosh, get off the phone. And hi, welcome to Phone Addicts Anonymous. I'm Jessie and I am a recovered, hi. When you're having a bad day, especially me, I know this, like how easy is it to just scroll and scroll and scroll and completely zone out and just fall into the rabbit hole that is our phone. And it just makes you feel worse. Like, has scrolling when you're having a bad day ever made you feel better? Be honest, it has not. So toss the phone, put it away. Seriously, don't even click out of it and just set it aside. Go put it in a separate room. Go plug it back into its charger. Go lock it in a drawer. Get it away from you. You do not need it. Turn off the notifications. I have an Apple Watch, so even if I toss my phone, my Apple Watch will still go on. Click that to silent or do not disturb or whatever, and just quiet the noise. Quiet the world around you. It doesn't need to be a part of your day right now when you're trying to reset. Which brings me to point 4, a mindset reset. Okay, so just because you had a bad morning or you're having a bad day or it's the afternoon and a bad part of your day doesn't have to mean a completely bad day. All right? You wouldn't say I'm having a bad year for one day. Right? If I'm having a bad day today, I wouldn't be like, man, 2022 sucks. I'd be like, today's a bad day. So we can take that even smaller with our day and be like, man, today is a bad day. Be like, this hour completely sucks. But I'm not going to let it ruin the rest of it. I'm going to shift my attitude. I'm going to be like, we're done. That morning, holy cow. I never want that morning again. It was the craziest morning ever. No one was ready. We were late to school. My kids cried because I was yelling at them because I was stressed and frustrated, right? Hi, speaking from experience, we've all been there. It doesn't have to continue into the rest of your day if you don't want it to. So taking a moment to reset, a mindset reset, being intentional, and however you do that might look differently for certain people. There's different episodes that I can link to on here that can help you do that. There's a lot of different resources. One way that I love to do that is by literally putting my headphones in, clicking on a meditation, even if it's just a quick 5 minutes once, right? And just be breathe in, breathe out. There's the breathwork app that I love that can help me do that. That's literally 30 seconds to 2 minutes. Very, very quick things to do. A reset can also be, like I said, getting outside, making your bed, all these little shifts that help you reset. But it's that mindset part where you are intentionally saying, I'm done with this bad day. I'm resetting. I've acknowledged I had it. It's fine that I had it. We're not shaming or anything. We've got compassion for ourselves. But we're also going to go ahead and intentionally create the rest of our day. All right, so next one. This one might seem a little bit out of left field. Have some veggies. And you're like, that seems odd. How many times when we're having a bad day is it go to the pantry and down a bag of chips, or I go for the chocolate, or we're I just need a Diet Coke, or you can't wait until it's time to put the kids down and just have a drink, whatever your pick your poison is. None of those things are actually helpful. They feel good in the moment. I love a nice bowl of ice cream, right? When you're just oh my gosh. But I always feel like crap later and still, and then anyway, instead I've started literally going downstairs, grabbing my shaker bottle, mixing up my juice, organics, that I love so much, and it's like the only way I get vegetables. It's fine. But oh my gosh, does that make a world of difference? Like, my daily intake of veggies has changed so much for me. Number one, and this might be TMI, super regular. So that's awesome. My digestive system really loves that. And I just feel better. I feel like everything in me is like functioning a lot better. And it's just so much better for me than going and binging on junk and having junk and being like, I'm going to drown my sorrows and my bad day in all of this junk. Such a toxic behavior, and we're all guilty of it. And I'm not saying that we should never have junk food or we should never like have our favorite treats or want something like to pull us out. But veggies all the way, especially in like juice form or drink form. That's so good. So however you get that. Seems totally random out of left field, but it's one of the things that I've actually really noticed makes me feel a lot better when I'm having a bad day or an off day or I'm in a funk or whatever. So there you go. Okay, I have no idea what number we're on. I did number these and I have them sitting next to me, but then I started kind of talking out of order. So let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, number 6. We're going to throw it back old school. And if you get the reference, you are my people, to phone a friend. If you can name the game show that is from, you get 10 points. I don't know where we're keeping track of these points, but you have 10 points. So go you. Phone a friend. But I'm going to put a little twist on the phone a friend. Instead of calling and just wanting to vent, call to connect. It's a little bit different. You can still vent and be like, oh my gosh, I'm having the worst day ever, and like unload a little bit on your friend. But call to connect, like, I'm having the worst day ever. How are you doing? Do you have time to chat? Like, let's just get our minds off of the bad day and like shift into something else. I find that when I call to connect versus calling to vent, just the intention is slightly different, and it does make a world of difference in how I feel when I get off the phone call. You know, when you're like sometimes venting and then you just like build, you're like, and you like add more and you're like justifying your bad day. So you add more and more to it. But then you get off the call and like you are like, oh, see, and you're like still kind of like hyped up and like riled up with your bad day. Like, call, vent, having a bad day. I really need to talk to a friend. Let's chat. It's just a simple shift in your intention, but it does make a world of difference. So phone a friend, but call to connect versus calling to vent. And if you can get with a friend in person, even better. Y'all know that I'm a huge fan of the walk and talk, which combines getting outside, breathing, sure, phoning a friend, all of those things. So I'm a huge fan of that because it takes in so many things. But sometimes we don't have the time, we don't have the capacity, we don't have a friend right close to us that we can do that. So connecting with a friend will help you get out of that bad day. All right. And literally don't even know what number I'm on, which I already said. But I would say if you really need to like start completely over, go ahead and start completely over. Like, go to sleep. And that might mean at the end of the day, you just call it a day and you're like, you know what? It was a bad day. It was a full bad day. The entire day was awful. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to breathe it out and say like, tomorrow is a new day, and go. And sometimes that happens, right? Like sometimes no matter what we do, all the tricks, it's still just like a bad day that you're just done with. And that's okay. We all have those. But I do love the trick of restarting with sleep, but with like a nap. Y'all also know I'm a huge fan of midday naps. I I put in my headphones, I turn on ocean sounds, or like a babbling brook sounds are my very favorite. And I just close my blinds, make my room a little bit dark if I can, lay down for however long the music will play, and sleep for a little bit and just take a quick nap. Then I can wake up and it's not like a new day, but like I've completely reset that. So I think the theme here is there's a lot of different tips I've shared. The theme is like resetting, right? You're either coming upstairs and making your bed and like resetting that environment. You're getting rid of your phone and distractions that are calling that, and you're resetting. So it's all about the reset. And how you do that, there's a lot of different ways. And there's probably something that I might not have even mentioned that's going to work very best for you. But it's the intention behind recognizing you're having a bad day, owning it, and deciding if you want that to continue or if you're like, you know what, this was fun, but we're done. All right, so there it is. I hope you're having a great day today. And I hope that if you're not having a great day today, you can go ahead and shift and change it. I would love to hear if you've got things that you do to get out of a funk. So like I said, come on over to Facebook, hop in the Positively You community, and let's chat over there. Also, make sure you're following along on Instagram because that's where I am most active and hang out and love to chat in my DMs over there. And you can see everything that's going on. Can't wait to talk to you next week. Have an amazing, amazing day. Thank you for hanging out with me again today. I'm so glad you pressed play. If you want to take a quick second to share this episode with someone you think would love it too, that would be amazing. If you're loving the show, make sure you go and leave a review on iTunes. Reviews are like magic for podcasts, and your review will help get this show into the ears of more amazing women just like you. And come find me over on Instagram. I'm there at positively.jessie, and I cannot wait to hang out with you some more. So until next time, have an amazing week.